2020 has been a really tough time for the Duffer Brothers, who have been trying their hardest to present us with the fourth installment in the Stranger Things universe. Unfortunately for them, however, the show has experienced a number of delays and controversies which, in all honesty, other shows haven't, making their job even harder. So what are these delays and controversies, and will they essentially lead to Stranger Things being canceled in the long run? Well, make sure you stick around, as today we are taking a look at what went wrong for Stranger Things in 2020. But before that, a simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We're giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's all your choice, but be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. First, the global health situation. Life in 2020 has been difficult for all of us due to the long-standing effect of the global health situation, which originated in the city of Wuhan, China, and spread throughout the world at a rate we had only previously seen in zombie outbreak movies. Who knew that a simple virus such as this could set the world on fire, which it eventually did by not only causing a number of preventable deaths, but resulting in a large sector of society losing their jobs or being told to work from home during the numerous lockdowns that the world experienced. The film industry, which is obviously where we find Stranger Things, experienced a halt to production that has actually never been experienced on such a large scale before. Numerous properties were told to stop filming, either because staff had contracted the virus or due to health regulations of the countries they had found themselves filming in. With Stranger Things specifically, the crew were set to start filming in Atlanta, Georgia earlier this year, with the scripts to season 4 having been completed a short while earlier. That is, however, before the global health situation struck with a vengeance, causing the filming of the season to be delayed indefinitely. According to Natalia Dyer, who plays Nancy on the show, this delay could actually be seen as a good thing though. She told The Hollywood Reporter that it's a blessing for the writers, who have had more time to just sit down, think, and create. We suppose that's a great way to look at it, and considering that filming only resumed as recently as the 17th of September of this year, we're sure the writers thought as long and hard as they could about possible plot holes and the like. But remember, it is possible to overthink things. Stranger Things has, after all, always been simple to understand, and we're hoping that this delay hasn't resulted in the writers biting off more than they could chew. The delay also unfortunately means that fans will not be able to feast their eyes on the newest season this year, with a genuine release date not being communicated to the general public yet. We assume that we will be able to see it around June of next year at the very latest, but it has really spoiled our hopes of having a Christmas release. We've been waiting for a Stranger Things Christmas special for so long. Second, the newest in a long line of lawsuits. Surprisingly enough, on the 15th of July of this year, while Stranger Things was on break from filming due to the global health situation, the Duffer Brothers were faced with another roadblock. This was in the form of a lawsuit filed against them in the California federal court by Irish Rover Entertainment, who, in their court papers, cited both Matt and Ross Duffer as having stolen the idea for Stranger Things from an unpublished script titled Totem. According to these court documents, the Netflix science fiction phenomenon had actually lifted the plot, sequence, characters, theme, dialogue, mood, setting, and concept art from the unpublished property. That is practically everything. But the real question is, does Irish Rover Entertainment actually have any basis for their claim, as otherwise it is nothing more than frivolous in nature? Well, boys and girls, let's start off with what Totem is actually about. According to Kennedy, who was the lead writer on the property for Irish Rover Entertainment, the script was very much based on the death of his childhood friend Clint, who suffered quite badly from epilepsy. The lawsuit states that, during their childhood together in rural Indiana, Clint and Kennedy dealt with the consistent threat of Clint's personal demon, epilepsy, which created lightning showers in his brain. These lightning showers or seizures would send him to an alternate supernatural plane where the demon resided. Drawing on this set of experiences from his childhood, Kennedy goes on to compare the two properties, first marking Totem as follows. One of the characters in Totem is a little girl named Kimamela, or Kimmy for short, who has supernatural powers. Kimamela Kimamela helps her friends find the portal gate to an alternate supernatural plane and helps them battle the plane's inhabitants, a dark spirit named Azrael, and his army of Black Wolf. The court papers follow up with descriptions with a comparative summary of Stranger Things, which reads as follows. In Stranger Things, one of the characters is a little girl named Eleven, or Elle for short, who has supernatural powers. Eleven helps her friends find the portal gate to an alternate supernatural plane and helps them battle the plane's inhabitants, a shadow monster and his army of Demogorgon. As to how the Duffer Brothers could have possibly got their hands on an unpublished screenplay, the court papers make reference to the shared connection of Aaron Sims, who worked alongside Kennedy while writing the screenplay, with Sims being mostly involved in creating the concept art for Totem. Sims was then brought into season 1 and 2 of Stranger Things to create concept art for these first 2 seasons. It is thus the allegation of Irish Rover Entertainment and Kennedy that Sims spoke to the Duffer Brothers about the concept art of Totem, which caused them to base a lot of their ideas for Stranger Things on this original concept. This might seem like a lot of conjecture, but it actually wouldn't be the first time the Duffer Brothers were called out for stealing ideas from other projects. Next, a possible repeat of the past. In fact, back in April of 2018, around 2 years after the initial release of the first season of Stranger Things, a man by the name of Charlie Kessler filed the first lawsuit against both Matt and Ross Duffer, claiming that the idea for Stranger Things as a series had actually been stolen from his 2012 short film titled Montauk. Although Montauk has now been removed from the internet, its synopsis informs us that it surrounded the conspiracy theories and supernatural incidents that ran rampant in the small town of Montauk. According to Kessler, he had actually approached the Duffer Brothers during a party in 2014 at the Tribeca Film Festival. Without really knowing who they were, Kessler alleges that he pitched them the idea of Montauk as a series and that the Duffer Brothers were so excited about the idea that they ended up taking it for themselves, replacing the small town of Montauk for that of Hawkins, Indiana. The court papers of this lawsuit actually go ahead and move the goalpost even further back by alleging that this wasn't the first time the Duffer Brothers were called out for stealing an idea from another and making it a success. In fact, the papers allege that both Matt and Ross Duffer stole an original idea from their roommate at some point and used this idea to create and run their 2015 horror film titled Hidden. Should these lawsuits be taken seriously, though? Well, considering that Stranger Things has been known to draw heavily on the influence of artists like Steven Spielberg and Stephen King, often paying homage to their earlier works, it would be difficult to win the argument that they stole the idea of a small town being influenced by supernatural forces from one work or another. Essentially, we live in a world full of oversaturated ideas where almost nothing can be considered to be original anymore. As such, we simply don't think that either Irish Rover Entertainment or Charlie Kessler have any chance of winning the argument of what came first, the chicken or the egg. Sure, you could draw the conclusion that Eleven is loosely based on the character of Kimamela as found in Totem, but at the same time you could also say that she is loosely based on the character of Carrie, who can be found in the Stephen King work of the same name. Both are telekinetic after all. Anyway, that wraps up the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.